Hey there, Pythonistas. I'm saying Pythonistas because this is going to be one of those super technical videos and probably dated. So, in other words, very dated not because the software is gone by the time you read this, but I'm one of those guys between, so this is a very average guy video. This is what you're commonly doing at work is upgrading or getting something older to keep working because the environment changes. Sounds familiar, right? In this case, we're talking about Visual Python, otherwise known as VPython. My friend Arthur Siegel, way back in EduSig archives. So python.org has all these listservs where we chit chat over time. And edu-sig, edu-special interest group sig, it's one where I've spent a lot of time. And if you go way back, like by that I mean maybe early 2000s, you'll find a lot of discussion of this program, VPython. Now here it says it was supported in part by the NSF. Now was supported means not is supported. This is pretty well organized, by the way. I'm not here to say anything bad about VPython. What I'm trying to do is just get it to work on my newer Mac, meaning the one that was made around 2009, this MacBook Pro. It's an old Mac. I bought it used at an Asian at Fubon for not a lot of money. So what I'm trying to do is get old stuff at the Oregon Curriculum Network to work now. Like I have this website at 4dsolutions.net, which is the parent company that supports Oregon Curriculum Network, which is the same curriculum you're looking at now, just now I'm doing it on YouTube. And I keep going back to this website and looking at the early beginnings. This was an early mite. You can tell the marble texturing, the gold rods, the silver rods are rendered. This is from a ray tracer. So my tool chain, my stack, used to involve, and still does, povray.org, which is free software. Let me take you there. It's also open source. It's like not the GNU license, because why? It's coming from its own subculture on CompuServe, where they have their own licenses and so on. There's history given. I recommend looking at this, and just beautiful art that people have done with this ray tracer. I mean, beyond beautiful, right? And I don't have anything to my name like these kind of things. These are not the kind of beautiful art that I do. I just want to get some spare, stark, austere, everyday polyhedron geometry out of this stuff. So for me, this is like as fancy as it gets, which is really simple. And what I want to do is control the process from within Python. So I want to write sort of, give me a cube, put a coupler inside, which is what we see here in orange. Just a coupler made out of what? 8 mites, 8 times 1/8 is 1. So we call that unit volume, concentric hierarchy. So typical school of tomorrow. And this is what used to work. And so I have all this fun writing going back in time, but look, it's based on Python 2.7 or Python 2.x 2007. Here we are in 2019, so over 10 years later, 12 years later, and all these source codey things are still back at 2006. My bad. So there's the source code, and it comes up colorized, but when I click on just the regular Stickworks PY, it says what application do I want to choose. It just doesn't show plain text. But what I've been doing is copying over from that ancient website, cutting and pasting. I'll pop it up, I cut and paste, and I put it in my own computer. I don't even download it. That's how distant I feel from that particular website in some ways. I don't often tweak it. You can tell, right? So, but should I keep it that way? Regardless, I need to keep that software available even just to myself and POV Ray. But notice if I type POV Ray on this particular Mac, command not found. So I'm in the early stages now of trying to rescue some ancient software and marry it up with tools that make it work on a different computer. So the super techie part is I've created a new Anaconda environment in which to do this, following the instructions that were at the VPython website, where it says with installed Python. That sounded correct, and I went straight to outside Jupyter Notebook in 3.5 or later, and you click on read more and more comes up. So I'm going to leave it at here, and in the next video you'll see, okay, this is what he's come up with, and so on. Again, average guy, you'll be in a different world with different software, same challenge. How do I manage my local environment using what's available to me, say over the internet, assuming you're connected, which you may not be. But if you want to keep your local platform operational, there's often the challenge of upgrading in place, and that's what this is about. So we'll talk to you soon.